Good morning, dear children. In the last class, you have learned about the true friendship of Krishna and Sudama. At the end of the lesson, there is a small story from the Ramayana. In the story, Ravana, the king of Lanka, is sad as he has lost his brothers, son, and friend in the battle with Rama. His son says that he will fight Rama's army. There is a battle. Now, look at the picture and listen the story and enjoy it. After listening the story, you have to put the number for the pictures according to the event in your textbook. You can enjoy the story very well. Okay? Thank you.
A fierce battle known as the Dharma Yuddha or Battle for Righteousness began when Ram and his monkey army landed in Lanka to rescue his wife Sita. Day after day, they fought the huge and well-armed forces of Ravana. The battles were long and hard, but Ram, Lakshman, Sugriva and the monkeys did not give up or accept defeat. At the same time, in the palace, Ravana called for his ministers.
Ministers, update me on the status of the battle.
My lord, we have lost half of our forces in the battle.
Ravana became furious.
Why are we unable to defeat Ram? This is very shameful. I will have to send my brother Kumbhakarna to the battlefield.
A troop was sent to wake up Kumbhakarna, who was sleeping deeply. The troop found it difficult to wake him up. They tried playing different instruments and finally succeeded in waking him up.
Oh, mighty one, your brother Ravana wants to meet you.
Kumbhakarna met Ravana.
Tell me, brother, what was so important that you had to wake me up? I want you to go fight Ram and defeat him in the battlefield.
Kumbhakarna entered the battlefield and crushed most of the monkeys to death. Ram attacked and wounded Kumbhakarna. But he still fought on. Finally, Kumbhakarna was killed. In Ravana's palace,
My lord, Kumbhakarna has been killed.
Ravana was shattered by his brother's death. When Indrajit, Ravana's son, saw that his father had sunk into deep despair, he comforted him and said,
Don't worry, father. I will take revenge on Ram. I will kill both him and his brother Lakshman. That's my boy. Proceed bravely to the battlefield and victory will be yours.
The gods had blessed Indrajit with a boon that could make him invisible when he fought his enemies. Indrajit made himself invisible, entered the battlefield and began showering the monkeys with arrows. Most of the monkeys to
Ah, there is Lakshman fighting against my army. If I succeed in killing Lakshman, Ram and his army will be too shattered to carry on fighting. Then my victory will be very easy.
Immediately, Indrajit aimed his powerful weapon that had been blessed by Brahma at Lakshman. As soon as he released the arrow, it pierced Lakshman.
Ah! Brother! I have been struck!
Lakshman fell into a death-like trance. Seeing this, the monkeys fled in despair from the battlefield. Hanuman was dismayed to see the monkeys running away. Hanuman continued slaying demons. And when night fell, he came upon Lakshman's unconscious body. He picked up Lakshman's body and took him to Ram. When Ram saw his brother unconscious, he was deeply distressed. On seeing the sorrow on Rama's face, Hanuman decided to act.
Only Sushena, Ravana's royal physician, can cure him.
Immediately, Hanuman went to the city and carried Sushena's house to Ram's camp. Ram placed his brother's head on his lap and wept softly. Everyone was deeply moved by Ram's grief.
Sushena, you are a great physician. Isn't there anything that you can do to save Lakshman?
Your Majesty, a blessed weapon has wounded him. Only a herb called Sanjivini that grows in the mighty Himalayas can save him, and it must be given to him before sunrise. But it will take 18 years to go there and come back.
Hanuman, who heard this, bowed to Ram.
My lord, permit me to go and get the herbs.
Yes, if anyone can do it, it is you, Hanuman. Go and bring the herb.
I will not take more than 18 hours to bring back the herb.
When Hanuman felt Ram's touch on his head, all his tiredness vanished and he was flooded with new energy. Hanuman bid them goodbye and leaped into the air. Hanuman flew like a flash of lightning across Lanka. The big seas, the sleeping cities, mountains and forests. At last, he reached the peak of the mountain.
Ah, I can see a mountain which has soft glowing lights and a sweet smell. The Sanjivini herb should be here.
Hanuman landed down and saw different kinds of herbs.
Oh God, I'm unable to identify that particular herb. I'm running short of time.
Desperate to take the herb, he decided to take the whole mountain. Suddenly, he noticed the first rays of the sun.
Oh Surya, please do not rise.
But Surya did not listen to him and kept rising. Immediately, Hanuman leaped up high. He seized the sun and hid him under his arm. And then he uprooted the entire mountain, leapt into the sky and began his journey back. In Ram's camp, Ram, King Sugriva and others were growing restless. Suddenly, everyone was astonished when they saw Hanuman flying towards them with a huge mountain in one hand and the sun under the other arm. Sushena quickly found the life-saving herb, Sanjeevi, and poured the precious juice into the dying Lakshman's mouth. Everyone anxiously looked at him. In no time, Lakshman rose and sat up. Everyone cheered and the monkeys jumped high into the air with joy. Rama embraced his brother and said to Hanuman,
You have served me well in many ways, but what you did for me today is truly an act of pure devotion and friendship. You have my blessings forever.
Hanuman smiled and raised his arm and released the sun.